Egg Harbor Township, as we know it today, didn't always look this way. It's hard to imagine a place that did not have storybook land or the Black Horse Pike.
When I came to Egg Harbor Township, it was a real small farming community. I can remember almost getting lost trying to ride around the town.
The school district in 1975 was in a building project. They were building the Davenport Elementary School.
They had a big opening ceremony, and the guest speaker was Vincent Cantillon, who was the county superintendent of schools. And Mr. Cantillon made the comment and his remarks that Egg Harbor Township should have its own high school. And that got people buzzing.
I'm going to say there was approximately 1,100 students at that time. The building was constructed for approximately 1,200 students. Now, the first ever high school was pretty luxurious for buildings, considering that we had a 6-lane Olympic-sized swimming pool. We had some very, very nice amenities, brand new athletic fields. Nobody really had a true impact in terms of what casino gaming was going to do for us.
And people were just coming in from other states and moving into town. We had to really stop and think of, what are we going to do here?
All the schools were crowded, but some were, highly overcrowded.
And we were doing 2 schools at the same time. We were building the Fernwood Avenue School on that site, and then we were building the Alder Avenue School on the site.
And then a couple years later, then we had to make all switches again.
We were growing so quickly that we just couldn't keep up with it. So as soon as they passed, a referendum to build, the population exceeded it. You could go to almost every facility in the district and find a modular building or a trailer that was erected so we'd have a place to put students.
We had a boardwalk at the high school. You walked out. There were, 5, 6 different buildings there with 2 classrooms in each one.
For the high school, because that was growing the biggest, there had to be a tent outside and hold lunches in that.
That's why we built the Sleigh Ball and Davenport primary buildings. That's why the middle school got built. We were growing.
The community supported the opportunity to build new structures, and one of the best days was when we started tearing down those modular buildings in our schools and putting kids back into their regular learning facilities. To start shifting our thinking from just this survival mindset of how do we fit everyone to what are we going to do with everyone. And so that's where the academies came into play. That's where different programs and materials started to happen. So where we started to think more about differentiating instruction and individualizing the program for students as opposed to providing a one-size-fits-all.
What does school spirit look like in EHT? Well, it looks a little something like this.
And the fact that with all that growth, we were blending in lots of new people and perspectives to the community. And so there was the community that existed for decades, if not centuries, and now half of that community were completely new to Egg Harbor Township, and trying to make everyone feel part of the school community and part of the Egg Harbor Township schools, I think, was the biggest challenge.
When I was going through the school, the K-12 system, it was a very diverse and very multicultural population. Like, I had friends from all over the place.
This is the real world. This is a taste of cultures from all over the place. Over 50 languages that were spoken in the district. The difference now is, I think, we're more culturally responsive to the needs of all, and we've made strides to meet those needs.
We actually have so much more than a lot of my friends have in terms of the amount of AP classes, the amount of clubs, sports. We actually do have a lot of opportunities for students, especially with the academies, and there's constantly new things being introduced, so there's always new opportunities for students.
I think that's something that EHT teachers do really well, is they understand that the landscape of education is shifting, and so they have to shift and adapt their teaching to be more relatable and be able to connect with all the students of today's generation.
And so an organization, we're in a great, beautiful building, and it's bricks and mortar, and it is what it is. But without people, things don't happen.
You could never have imagined back then that this would be the schools of today.
But it was an evolution over a number of years that brought it to where it is now.
What I think EHT did really well was building this sense of community. I did feel part of a community here.
Now I want to make sure people feel it, live it, and realize it. To have the same eagle, to have the same colors on their sports team.
The spirit is the same, the feel is the same, and the fact that this is Egg Harbor Township, we are the Eagles, and black and silver is where we are.